Morning, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast here on Rio Sports Live as we're coming to you from Kingsville, Texas tonight. Little softball action. Calallen takes on Santa Gertrudis. Joe Bowling, Rudy Zamaripa Jr. on the camera, Kennedy Naro on the camera, Mark Molino out patrolling, getting some photos, and Kevin Naro to my right-hand side. Kevin, it's a big game between two teams eyeballing a deep playoff run.
Absolutely, and when we saw the schedule come out back in early January, late December, we saw that the Academy SGA was going to be taking on Calallen, and SGA's in 3A, Calallen's in 4A. It's a non-district matchup, but it's a pin-perfect tune-up game for both these teams that have high aspirations to not only play in early May, but in late May and in early June, and that means you're at state in Austin. So these two teams coming in, Calallen won their district, SGA coming in second place out of their district.
And it's going to be a playoff run that both are hoping can be a deep playoff. And Kevin, no one would argue that these two teams are certainly capable of making a deep playoff run.
Oh, they're both 2 years removed from making a state appearance. SGA won it a couple of years ago. Calallen was there 2 years ago. So these two teams familiar with playing, like I said, into the latter stages of May and in early June. So, but I feel like SGA has a little bit of they got something to prove. They lost twice this year to Bishop. They didn't win their district title as expected. So I think SGA, obviously both these teams are going to come out and win, or they want to win, but I think SGA has more of a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Calallen, they came in with question marks on their pitching staff. We knew what they could do on the infield. We knew what they could do in the outfield. The question was the pitching, and they found that with Bree Ford, their lefty, and then Reagan Tennell, who is an absolute stud at shortstop. When she steps in the circle, she can play just as good as anybody.
Coach is talking things over with the umpires. That conference is concluded, and now they'll head to the dugouts, and then we'll have the teams take the field. We'll take a break, and we come back. Starting lineups and more, Santa Gertrudis and Calallen. One game right before the playoffs. Softball here on Rio Sports Live. Back with more after this.
To the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown. Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito. We are back here in Kingsville, Texas, at Texas A&M Kingsville University. A great afternoon shaping up for softball action. And Kevin, again, as they take the field, it's still a mystery who some of these teams are playing when the playoffs are taking place because, there's more softball coming up on Monday.
Right, there's more softball coming up on Monday down in the Valley. We know that, there's one thing we know for sure, and that's Alice is going to play Rio Hondo. We know that for sure. Rio Hondo won that district. Alice clinched the last playoff berth last night with a win against Zapato, so that we do know. Now, it's the problem is down in the Valley because we're trying to figure out who's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 with PI, Raymondville, and La Feria. And on Monday, Raymondville is going to play La Feria in a round robin. The winner there will play PI. The winner between that game will then be the 2. The loser there will be the 3, and then the odd man out will be the 4. So Calallen still does not know who their playoff opponent is going to be. It's going to be between one of 3 teams. Robstown the same, Toloso Midway the same. So they're all just waiting for the RGV to sort out their round robin on Monday and Tuesday. So by Tuesday night, Calallen, TM, and Robstown will know their opponent. But one thing we do know, like I'd mentioned, is Rio Hondo will play Alice sometime next week. So that's what we know for sure. Other than that, also, let's talk about SGA. They're going to be playing Orange Grove. That was on the Calallen side. We know that SGA is going to be playing Orange Grove in the first round.
As these teams take the field, Kevin, as we're getting ready to have the introduction of the players, we'll turn it over to the PA announcer and see if we can pick that up. But real quick question, why play this game? Some would ask.
I think you play it because you need this final tune-up. You need this final tune-up. They've been to state. Both these teams have been to state in the last 3 years. You want to see, up that velo on your pitching. You want to have a fast-paced game. You want to have a game that's going to resemble something in the 3rd and the 4th round and in the region final. It's too bad that SGA's in 3A and Calallen's in 4A. Otherwise, this could be a region final in most cases, right? You still have Bishop, you still have Hallettsville out there, but you play this game to fine-tune some things, and you want to go into the playoff with some edge, with some momentum, and like I said, fine-tune some things, and you want to see that elite pitching from both sides.
Take a look at the starting lineups as they're announcing the two teams. We would turn it over to the PA announcer. I guess I could. Let's do that. The wind is going to take that over. So, well, let's go ahead and go down our starting lineups. First for the Calallen Lady Wildcats, it'll be leading off Megan Geyer playing third base, followed by Reagan Tennell at shortstop hitting second. Aviana Gonzalez is hitting in the 3 spot playing first base today. Lauren Mata catches and hit in the cleanup. Maddie Flores will hit 5th and play center field. Bree Ford is pitching today. She'll hit in the 6th spot. Kennedy Koenig is the DP hitting in the 7th spot. Kayla Ramirez is in right field hitting 8th, and Jasmine Pena is the 9 hitter playing second base. Mackenzie Morris, or Mounts that is, will be playing in left field. So it's Geyer, Tennell, Gonzalez, Mata, Flores, Ford, Koenig, Rosipal, and Pena. And they'll be taking on a Santa Gertrudis team that will field a team that is leading off with Alana Benitez in center field, followed by Trinity Silguera hitting second, playing third. Carissa De Los Santos is the DP. She'll be hitting in the 3rd spot. Jackie Garza is the shortstop hitting in cleanup. JC Salinas, the pitcher, hits in the 5 hole. Ariana Morales is the second baseman. She'll be hitting 6th. Kayla Ramirez is catching today and hitting 7th. Emily Thomas is in right field hitting 8th, and Deborah Favors is in left field hitting in the 9 spot. Kay Benitez will be playing first base. So it's Benitez, Silguera, Del Santos, Garza, Salinas, Morales, Ramirez, Thomas, and Favors for Santa Gertrudis. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you starting with the first pitch and more. This is softball action coming to you in Kingsville on Rio Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Roy Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable. For condo and beach house rentals, call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito. We are back here in Kingsville, Texas, at Texas A&M Kingsville University, and we thank again for the great opportunity to broadcast this game from a venue that allowed us to do some extra things here today. You know, Kevin, we were out here running fiber optics for all of the cameras, and the fans are going to be in for a treat here as we're starting to bring the other hand out from behind our back as to just what we can do when we want to broadcast a game with some quality camera work.
Right, and why not break out all the kinks when you have SGA and Calallen, two of the perennial powers in Class 4A. Calallen previously in 5A. but everyone knows in Region 4 that SGA is a team to be reckoned with.
Santa Gertrudis in the white uniforms already on the field, and in the center circle today will be a pitcher that shows the depth of this team.
Right, that's Jackie Salinas. She's a junior, and she has good velo. She throws in the low 60s. She's going to bring the heat.
First pitch is outside for ball one, and away we go. Megan Geyer standing in from the left-hand side, playing third base today for Calallen. The Lady Wildcats will have Geyer, Tennell, and Gonzalez. Anybody gets on Mata. Second pitch misses for ball two, and it's a 2-0 count out of the gate. Base runners, key ingredient here of the puzzle between these two teams. Both have potent offense. That one misses outside for ball three. And a base runner, no matter how you get it, Kevin, can turn either team into a lot of trouble in a hurry.
Right, there's a lot of speed on both teams.
Next pitch is outside and high for a ball four and a walk, a leadoff walk to start this game.
Yeah, it's very uncharacteristic of Salinas to throw a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff batter. But, last night with Ava Hernandez, the sophomore from Alice, she walked the first 2 of the 3 batters she faced, and then it just took a little while for her to settle in, so it just could be the nerves for the junior.
The runner at first base, first pitch is in there for a strike call to Reagan Tennell. Runner at first, nobody out. We're in the first inning here. Reagan Tennell playing shortstop today, hitting from the right-hand side for the Lady Wildcats. Takes it high. No throw down to first base. On her toes was Geyer because behind the plate, Kayla Ramirez keeping a sharp eye on her. Tennell digs back in. 1-1 the count and the pitch. Just inside, pulled back on a bunt. Kevin, do you dare start small balling this right away with a bunt?
Yeah, you can, and both these teams like to use the small ball, but I was about to say that Reagan Tennell is one of the better hitters, not only in this district but in the region, and she's a true shortstop.
Takes that one low.
And she hit 2 home runs against Toloso Midway. And outside of Eliana Salcedo down at Harlingen South, I haven't seen anybody get intentionally walked by design.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's inside, gets away. Runner down to second base anyway on the walk. She'll stay there, and so it's 2 aboard to start this ball game via the walk for the Calallen Lady Wildcats.
Yeah, right now Salinas having some command issues in the circle. And again, it's very uncharacteristic for her to not only throw a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff batter, but she only threw 1 strike to Tennell, and that was the first pitch, and then it was 4 straight balls. Eviana Gonzalez, she has plenty of pop in her bat. In fact, she's the one who hit the walk-off against Toloso Midway earlier this year. So this Calallen team has 6 girls coming back from that state run, and last year their year got cut short because of COVID. Coach Lentz and them, they had high expectations in that season. SGA was undefeated when everything got shut down. So both these teams, like everybody else, right, they feel they have unfinished business, but more so SGA and Calallen.
And here comes Aviano Gonzalez. First pitch to her, bunts it out in front of the plate. They'll call that a fair ball, safe, and where bases are loaded for the Lady Wildcats. Now the umpire threw his hands up in the air, Kevin, kind of decoyed the entire place here, and there's a lot of groaning going on. He's going to bring the hitter back.
I think because
Do we have it on the replay?
We do.
Let's take a look and see if maybe it was hit twice on this bunt. Anything there?
Yeah, I think it should be a foul ball.
You could see even there, he threw his hands up in the air immediately, which should, in essence, the play should be dead.
Right. One more time on the replay here. Yeah, it went off the plate.
So they'll call a foul ball. So that means Gonzalez returns to hit. Back to first base is Tennell. Back to second is Geyer. The pitch coming. That's a hard hit ball. Down the left field line. That's a fair ball. 1 run going to score. Second run coming in to score. That's a double. It's a 2-0 ball game.
Answering right back, Gonzalez. Nothing fancy there, just a hard hit ball into the hole. Back on the instant replay.
Two RBIs for Gonzalez. And just like that, it's a 2-0 ball game. Still nobody out. The first inning continues as stepping in is Lauren Mata. Takes a strike call. Everything's going to get a groan, Kevin. There's enough crowd here. You're going to get a groan no matter what you call as an umpire in a game like this. Mata waits. Next one coming. Breaking ball. That just missed. That had a lot of movement on that pitch, Kevin.
Yeah, Lauren Mata, it's a dangerous lineup. 2, 3, and 4, even 5 with Maddie Flores. It's a deep lineup that Calallen has.
1-1 the count. Mata's ready. Here it is. Swinging a high pop foul. That's out of play on the right side.
Mata batting cleanup, and she's the starting catcher, and she brings a lot of pop at the plate. Anything in the gap here could score Gonzalez from second. The dangerous thing is that there's nobody out.
She steps in, and here comes the 1-2. Strike 3 call. Got her looking. First out of the inning.
Yeah, that one caught the inside corner there.
First strikeout of the game for J.C. Salinas. And if you're a pitcher out there, Kevin, that's your best friend.
Yeah, that's a big out there for Jackie. They needed an out.
Here's the next pitch coming. She's working quickly. Misses outside to Maddie Flores. It started with a walk, a second walk to Tennell as Geyer and Tennell reach. Aviana Gonzalez, after being called back on a bunt that apparently loaded the bases, promptly doubled on the next pitch. That's high for a ball. Count goes to 2-0.
And she went to the rise ball there. It was a much better approach from Salinas in that last at-bat. She was able to spot her fastball.
Pitch coming. That's a swing and a miss. Behind on that one, Maddie Flores going to have to dial it in a little harder to catch up to that.
Yeah, she went to her screwball there. That's the first time she really executes that pitch.
2 balls and a strike. Next one coming. Late swing and a foul tip into the glove, and it's a 2-2 count.
And she went back to the screwball again. So let's see if she can, a lot like a pitcher in baseball. When you throw a fastball and throw an off speed, you want to throw the eyes off. Let's see if she goes back to the rise.
Here it is.
And she went to the changeup.
Check swing misses. That's a ball 3, a full count.
It's interesting to see some pitchers that work backwards. They'll start with off speed, and then they'll bring it up a tick.
Runner down at second base. The pitch coming. That's a foul ball. Ripped down the third base side. Count remains full at 3-2. Lots of base runners to start this one off. Pitch coming. That's a high foul ball out of play.
She's really going to that screwball here in this at-bat.
Again, just enough crowd that we get a little atmosphere here for a game. Next pitch coming. Swinging a little foul ball again. We'll do it again.
This is a really good at-bat from Maddie Flores, and for Salinas, she's thrown everything but the kitchen sink at her. And, as a hitter, when you have 2 strikes, you want to protect anything away. And right now, Flores, she's fouled off a couple screwballs and a couple fastballs. Let's see if she goes to the rise this time. Nope.
Another pop foul, another foul ball out of play.
Very, very good discipline at bat right here. And as a pitcher, you walk your first 2, you give up the double, you get the strikeout, and then you get deep into the count with a good hitter like Flores. Right behind her is Bree Ford.
Here's the 3-2 pitch again. Swinging a foul ball right over our head. Here up by the press box. This is a good quality at bat here. You're seeing a lot of pitches. This allows other hitters to dial in too, Kevin.
Yeah, and again, she went back to that screwball, and that's what I'm saying. Ford has seen everything that Salinas has thrown her.
Here's the 3-2 again. Swinging a high pop foul. That's going to get out of play.
Yeah, she went back to that screwball again.
So at some point in time, you just, as a pitcher, reach back and say, I'm going to get you out of that batter's box. Here's a pitch with a little extra on it, trying to get her out of there.
And she has the velo. She throws in the low 60s. So let's see if she goes back to the fastball.
3-2. Swinging a line drive up the middle. Stays in the air and hangs up for the out. As the catch is made in center field by Alana Benitez, 2 down.
Well, round 1 goes to Jackie Salinas between her and Bree Ford. This is a big at-bat right here for SGA, because if they can get Bree Ford out and what I like to call damage control, if they can just keep this just to 2 and strand that runner on second, I think you can chalk this up as a win.
Here's the first pitch, and that's outside to Bree Ford. Ford is the 6th hitter to hit in the inning. 2 walks, a double. Now 2 in a row retired. Swinging a high pop-up, shortstop range is over, has time, makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. In the inning for Calallen, they scored 2 runs. They do so on 1 hit, an RBI double by Aviana Gonzalez. And we head to the bottom of the first. After 1/2 inning, 2-0, Calallen leads. This is Real Sports Live.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand. And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Uniforms, etc., you're going to find the opportunity to purchase the best high.
Back here on Rio Sports Live at Kingsville at Texas A&M University Kingsville, and music pumping away here as the DJ is trying to rule the day. Santa Gertrudis will have to go to work immediately, Kevin, trailing 2-0 after that first half inning.
Alana Benitez in the leadoff spot. She's a senior.
Benitez will bat from the right side, followed by Trinity Silguera and Carissa de los Santos. Anyone gets on, Jackie Garza will hit. Benitez stands in, and the first pitch is in there for a strike from Bree Ford. If you're Ford, you got a 2-run lead, Kevin, and that is important. Come out throwing strikes right away. Walks we know can hurt, especially against these good teams. Here's the next pitch, up high for a ball, evens it at 1-1.
Yeah, Benitez has speed in the leadoff spot. She's a good contact hitter. She can definitely work a pitcher. And what I like about Calallen is they have 2 horses. They have Ford, who brings it from the left, and Tano, who can bring it from the right.
That pitch is low.
Today they went with the lefty Bree Ford, who, again, the question was, well, who's going to be the pitcher for Calallen? And we didn't see Bree Ford back in the early part of the season at that CC Veterans Round Robin. But we saw Bree Ford. They broke her out against Sinton.
Hits this one in the air out towards second base. That's an easy play for Jasmine Pena, and Benitez is retired. Brings in Trinity Silguera. Silguera, another right-handed hitter.
So you go from a senior to Benitez, and now you have the freshman Silguero, and that just speaks to the depth of what SGA likes to do, and they're not shy of putting freshmen right in.
Ford brings it home and misses for a ball.
You know, a term got brought up earlier this year, and I really liked it, called just a plug-in freshman, where they played the travel ball. They've gone against girls like Ford. They've seen the best pitching, and it's like, okay, well, they get to the varsity.
That just misses inside.
Are they going to take a back seat to the juniors or to the seniors, and which is a traditional look, at least when I played, that's how it was. If you were a freshman and a sophomore on the varsity, you needed to buy your time, learn the system, get the experience, but not these days. You're seeing girls like Silguero.
That just missed ball 3.
You're seeing them plug in and play right away. And I think it's really impressive. And not only we've seen it here in the Coastal Bend, but in the Valley. You're seeing plenty of girls come in as freshmen and plug in right away and make an impact.
Next one coming. Up high, and that misses for ball 4 and a walk. So a one-out walk as Trinity Silguera reaches, and that brings in Carissa De Los Santos. Once again, Kevin, you get base runners for either of these teams, especially at the top of these lineups.
Right.
You can produce cricket numbers on the scoreboard real quick.
Yeah, De Los Santos, a very good hitter. She's a future Javelina. She's going to be playing on this field next year. So she's a local kid, a local product, and you can say she's already quite familiar with this facility.
She stands in with a runner at first and 1 out. First pitch, strike call.
Ford just caught that outside corner there from the lefty.
Ford works Silguera inside, and it was just a tight margin there. Couldn't get any calls. Outside gets the call on the first pitch. Next one coming. It's too far out. Oh, they call it a strike too.
Oh, that one just caught the corner. I think that was a little bit of a generous call there. I thought that may have missed just off the plate.
So if you're a pitcher, you're like, okay, the inside part of the plate is the hitter's. Outside part of the plate's mine. First time around, you may go to that as your strength. Quickly ahead, 0-2 on De Los Santos. She steps back in. Bree Ford is ready, and here it is. Swing and a miss. Struck her out on 3 pitches.
She went to that screwball. And there's 2 away.
2 down with a runner at first base. And here's Jackie Garza. Shortstop today, batting right-handed for Santa Gertrudis. Facing Bree Ford for the first time on the afternoon, and the pitch is in its way, and swing and a miss. Ford again has gone straight to the outside part of the plate now. If that's the zone, then I'll use it right now.
Yeah, she's going to that screwball, and Garza, don't let her size fool you. She definitely has some power at the plate. She can go yard. She's also a senior.
Fouls that one at the plate, and quickly 2 strikes. Ford pitching, Mata catching. Out at first base, Aviana Gonzalez. Down at second, Jasmine Pena. Over at third, Megan Geyer. Shortstop is Reagan Tennell for Calallen. Get to the outfield if the inning continues. Right now it's an 0-2 pitch, and that misses for a ball 1. In left field, Mackenzie Mounts. Out in center field, Maddie Flores. And in right field, Kayla Ramirez for the Calallen Lady Wildcats. Jackie Garza at the plate. On deck, J.C. Salinas, but Garza will have to reach first. With a runner at first and 2 outs, the 1-2. Another foul ball right at the feet.
Santa Gertrudis went 27-3 this year. They went 10-2 in district play, finishing in that 2 seed behind Bishop, who ran the table in that district.
Ford back on and brings it home. That's up and away. Pitch may have been called a strike about 4 pitches ago, Kevin.
That may have been a makeup pitch there.
Evens the count at 2-2. Twos are wild here on the scoreboard as far as 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first base on a sun-soaked field here on a Saturday in Kingsville. The 2-2. Strike 3 called, and the inning's over. In the inning for Santa Gertrudis. No runs, a walk, no hits, and 1 left. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bree Ford. We head to the bottom of the first, or check that, the top of the second. 2-0, Calallen leads. This is Rio Sports Live.
After I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very friendly, and she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about the rent subsidy grant, so we contacted Rebecca Castillo with the EDC, and she was very helpful. She told us, what we needed to do, the requirements, and helped us go through the application process.
We are back here. Santa Gertrudis back in the field. After 2 runs scored by Calallen in the first inning, they lead, and they'll hit the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to start the second inning. Kev, if nerves were a factor in the beginning of this game, I would guess those are all settled in now.
They got to be. And, that was the case last night in the Zapata-Alice game.
Kennedy Keening takes a ball to start it off, ball 1. It was 2 walks to start the ball game, and both walks ended up hurting as Calallen Lady Wildcats produced 2 runs as each scored. Koenig, Rosie Powell, Pena. Anyone gets on, we're back to the top of the order. Koenig swings and grounds out to third. Easy play there, over and out for the first out of the inning.
And see, last night during the Alice and Zapata game, I was like, the viewers and myself were spoiled with some pretty good pitching. Claudia Garza last night for Zapata, in a loss, she had 13 strikeouts. In a loss. Ava Hernandez, she had 7.
That's a strike called to Kayla Ramirez.
But she had her screwball working last night, and it resulted in a lot of ground ball outs. But I was looking ahead to today, and I was like, the pitching that we're going to get here this morning, I said I didn't know whether it was going to be Salinas or De Los Santos in the circle for SGA, but, that's a win. And then it was either Tannell or Ford in the circle for Calallen, and that's a +2.
Here's the next one. Swinging a ground ball. That's a foul ball on the third base side, and quickly a 1-2 count on Rosie Powell. And you go back. 2 walks to start the game, and then the double by Gonzalez. Since then, strikeout, fly out, pop out, ground ball. 4 retired in a row by Salinas. And she's ahead here on Rosie Powell. Change up and see you later. Struck her out.
Wow. That's a thing of beauty right there. She's just toying with the hitters. She goes back to that changeup.
Second strikeout of the game for Rosie Powell, and it brings in Jasmine Pena. And just like that, 2 down here in the second inning for Calallen.
And that's what you call when you handcuff a hitter.
Pena hits that on a line. That's a foul ball on the third base side.
And again, this is what I was expecting to see. A pitcher come in little jittery. She walks the first 2, then she settles right in. And Salinas, once she finds her groove, she's very hard to slow down.
She's ready and brings the 0-1. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen.
And the theme, of course, for any pitcher, like I'd mentioned last night, was you want to get ahead and stay ahead. And in the first inning last night, Hernandez wasn't doing that. And Salinas wasn't doing that in the first inning. But now she's getting ahead of these hitters, 0-2, 0-1, 1-2.
Pena's ready. Here it is. Changeup just missed. That absolutely froze Jasmine Pena. When you're a pitcher and you see a hitter like that, Kevin, you know you've got him guessing.
Yeah, you handcuff him and then you jelly leg him. And again, let's see if she goes back to the rise or a fastball. There it is.
There's a swing and a miss, and a strikeout, and the inning is over in a hurry. In the second for Calallen. No runs, no hits, no walks, no errors. Nobody left. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Salinas. She'll lead it off in the bottom of the second. Santa Gertrudis trails Calallen 2-0. This is Rio Sports Live.
There is a feeling you get when you walk onto a campus.
A sense of love, compassion, and dedication.
An environment that inspires each of our HCISD family members
to do their best and to be their best.
We ground our education on strong character, and together, we will always persist towards the future.
We are a district of choice.
A district of innovation.
And a district of excellence.
We are HCISD.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. See you later. Back here, we head to the bottom of the second. J.C. Salinas did her job pitching. Kevin retired the side in order, has now retired 6 in a row, and she'll lead it off. And a lot of times that can spark a rally for Santa Gertrudis.
It really can, and we talk about wanting to pick your pitcher up. She can help her own cause here, and in a spot like this, you want to get your leadoff man on. 5, 6, 7, the order up for SGA.
Back out to pitch is Bree Ford. Ford worked around a 1-out walk in the first. Pop up on the infield, that's easy play. I say that, and then I look at the shortstop, looking at that sun, Kevin. I forget about that. The sun's behind us.
Right.
Right in the eyes of the shortstop, so maybe not an easy play after all, but 1 down.
Right, it looks like a traditional play, but yeah, that sun's going to be blaring down, and we'll see how much of an impact that it has.
Play there by the shortstop, which is Reagan Tennell. 1 down here in the inning, and it brings in Ariana Morelis. Ford is ready, and here it is. Try called.
I like that these two coaches picked this game at 11 a.m.
I do too.
You know why? Because when you're in the second, third, fourth round, you're going to get these weird times in a series when you go 11 a.m., 30 minutes after.
That one misses for a ball, 1-1 the count.
But then again, you know, these girls play travel ball, so they've played as early as 9 a.m.
We've been here and called the games from this facility. Not from this vantage point. This is one of our better opportunities to broadcast now, as things have changed quite a bit this year. And I want to, again, thank everyone involved, because we were climbing on top of dugouts, trying to figure out where to run cabling over the past couple of years. And now it's like, hey, we've got internet here. You can put your cameras here. So things have changed in a big way. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss and another strikeout. 3rd strikeout of the game by Ford, 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, she's gone back and retired 4 straight, and I'm starting to see a very mirror image to what we saw last night, where the pitchers are going to start to get locked in. And it's going to be a beautiful thing, because we're seeing it from the left side and we're seeing it from the right side, and right now these pitchers working like surgeons.
Kayla Ramirez steps in. Nobody on, 2 down. Fouls that one off on the right side on the first baseline.
Yeah, they call her Special K. Kayla Ramirez, the catcher, one of the better catchers we've seen. And, you know, we're spoiled again, not only with pitching, but these 2 catchers, Lauren Mata and Kayla Ramirez, 2 very good catchers behind the plate.
Ramirez trying to get on ahead of Emily Tamez and keep the inning going. The 0-1 pitch. Low for ball, evens a count of 1-1. Looking ahead to the third, Calallen will have the top of the order, 1, 2, 3. Santa Gertrudis as Ramirez hits down in the 7 spot. Santa Gertrudis was able to get one runner on in the first inning. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball down the right field line. That's slicing and a fair ball, and it just goes foul. Wind took that, Kevin. We can talk about that now. It's blowing in that trajectory in which from center field out on the right field foul line, that's exactly where that ball sliced.
Yeah, and Rosenpowell got a little bit of a late jump because if it wasn't for that wind, I think that ball drops.
Rosenpowell patrolling the outfield out there. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Quick throw across in time, and the inning comes to an end. 6-3 on the putout. 3 up, 3 down for Santa Gertrudis in the second. No runs, no hits, no walks, no errors, nobody left. We head to the third. The 2 runs for Calallen scored in the first is all we have. 2-0 your score. This is Rio Sports Live. The assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, I'm Rodo Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
We are back here and we're ready to go. Don't blink your eyes or we'll be in another inning. Top of the third, Megan Geyer takes strike 1 as these pitchers have indeed settled in, to say the least.
We're the second time through the order now with Geyer, the leadoff batter.
Showed a bunt, fouled that one away.
You know, normally what I've learned with some coaches through that first time the lineup, they want to work the pitcher, they want to take pitches, they want to see what she has. And then it's really through that second time in the order where these hitters will be more aggressive. They'll have a better idea of what the pitcher's going to be bringing.
2-strike pitch is grounded to short. Quick throw and safe at first base as that throw was wide.
Yeah, she went back to that screw and she got her to just threw out the hands and just got enough of it. But Geyer has enough speed. I think she makes it either way.
She may have beat that out, Kevin.
I'm going to give her an infield single in my book.
We'll go a single. All right. We're on official scores, but we'll put it as a single. Runner on board. And the pitch. Swinging a little pop-up. Shortstop drops the ball. They got to force it second out there. And I'm not going to say routine pop-ups anymore. I now know where that sun's at. And Kevin, we can talk about that right now.
It's glaring, and Jackie Garza had a hard time, and she has her visor and her sunglasses on. But see, so the way I see it as an outfielder when you're battling the sun is you want to put some are taught to put your glove up to shield the sun.
There's a strike call to Aviana Gonzalez.
I see it. You put your throwing hand up to shield the sun, and then you move your glove, opposed to moving your glove twice.
That's the way I used to do it. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. I always kept my glove in position to make the catch at any given time, or I tried. 1-1 the count. Gonzalez at the plate. Salinas working quickly, spins it. Low, ball 2.
She just missed low and in.
It was Gonzalez that delivered with a 2 RBI double back in the first inning that drove in our only 2 runs. And she waits for the 2-1, and here it is. Swinging a long foul ball, and that was out of any park, anywhere, Kevin.
Yeah, that one went a long way. I think if she straightens that one out, it hits that building across the street.
If you're wondering if she has power, that was answered right there. Count goes to 2-2. She digs back in, and here it is. High pop-up on an off-speed pitch. That's an infield fly, and the catch is made.
She got her on the changeup.
Go back to that when Tenno reached. Geyer was at first base. That was a pop-up. Could have been an infield fly rule. Wondering why that wasn't called. Here's the pitch. Swinging a long fly ball, deep left field, and that's going to go foul.
I tell you, man, this lineup is as deep as any.
Mata had the distance on that one.
One of these girls is going to straighten it out.
Salinas is like, it's just a long foul ball. There's going to be a conference. That's 2 pitches that were in the wheelhouse, Kevin, that were just pulled so far foul. But that does get the attention of the coach.
Yeah, I think there might be some missed signals there from SGA. That's why De Los Santos is going out there. Some missed signs, missed locations, rather, because you don't see SGA make that mistake twice on a location there. I think that's why Tomas De Los Santos is out there chatting with his infield and trying to sort some things out. But, you got Tano, Gonzalez, Mata, Flores, Ford. I mean, that is a lot of power. And again, Tano, what's so impressive is she's a shortstop. And she can go yard. And then the 1-2 punch between, Gonzalez and Mata. And Flores, too, against Sinton earlier this year. She showed some serious pop. She hit 2 home runs in that game, 1 to center. And the more impressive one was she hit one to the opposite field off the scoreboard there in Calallen.
After the conversations are concluded, everyone back to their spot. Here's the next pitch to Mata. Change up in there for a strike. How about pulling the string there by Salinas?
Yeah, just going to throw her off guard. Not expecting the off speed after a timeout.
Ahead 0-2. Here's the next one coming. Swinging a foul ball. Mata trying to protect the plate there. That was an outside pitch, but
yeah, that's when your screw is working like that as a hitter, you just got to just fend it off, fight it off.
Next one coming to Mata. Outside for a ball.
A waste pitch there, not a bad idea.
1-2 on Mata. Looking ahead to the bottom of the third, Santa Gertrudis will have the 8 and 9 hitters. And here's the pitch to Mata. Change up, that stays high.
I don't think she'll go back to the fastball. Let's see if she goes to the rise here. She could go rise, screw, or go back to the screw.
2-2 the count. 2 down. Mata ready. Salinas brings it. Swinging a line drive up the middle. That's a hit. Runner stopped at second base. And a 2-out single for Lauren Mata.
Courtesy runner in for the catcher.
So 2 aboard. For the Calallen Lady Wildcats. And that brings in Maddie Flores. Flores flied out to short center field her first time up, 0 for 1 on the day. And she digs in, is ready. here it is. Swinging a high pop up. I can make a catch on this, baby. Just out of my reach. One strike.
You know, Salinas was cruising after that 2-run first inning. Now Calallen has 2 runners on with 2 away. And again, a big spot here for SGA.
Flores waits, hits it on the ground. Nice play at third on a hop over to first. Inning over.
It's a big out right there.
In the inning for Calallen. No runs, 2 hits, an error, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the third. Santa Gertrudis again will have the 8 and 9 hitters due up, and then back to the top of the lineup. 2-0 Calallen leads. This is Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
He's died on that one. Back here on Rio Sports Live as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Santa Gertrudis, Calallen. We're in Kingsville. We'll be making a trek across the baseball field and then up the stands, and we'll be bringing you some track coverage later on today. Class 2 and 4 track meet. Athletes in the finals trying to make their way to state. We'll be there covering all of the running events on the finals. First pitch is a strike called, and here we are in the third. Emily Tamez leading off. Deborah Favors behind her, and then Alana Benitez for Santa Gertrudis. Tamez is ready. Here it is. It's low for a ball. Evens the count of 1-1. One ball, one strike. Hear that wind just whipping. Now it's blowing in from right field. So it's changing directions on the fly. There's a swing and a strike. Count goes to 1-2. Am I seeing things, Kevin, or did that wind just change directions? It was going center to right. Now it's straight in over the right field fence.
Yeah, it changed directions.
Here's the 1-2. High for a ball.
It's only going to help these pitchers with that wind whipping in. Not too familiar with the dimensions of this field and just how often the wind may blow straight in from right field, but I know back in Harlingen at Harlingen Field.
There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout.
Right field, we always said balls go to die in right field because of that wind would constantly whip into right field. If you ever hit a home run to right field, we said to keep the baseball because it just never happens. But to the point of the wind blowing in, I'm not too sure. You know, like at the fields we are familiar with, we know when the wind blows in, the wind blows out, you know, the ball's going to fly.
At the plate now is Deborah Favors. Favors hitting for the first time, playing out in left field today. First pitch to her, swing and a miss. Thing about these Santa Gertrudis hitters, you can see, Kevin, they're dialed in. They know strikes are coming, and they're at the plate swinging. Favors trying to reach, trying to end a streak of now 6 in a row, retired by pitcher Bree Ford. That one misses for a ball, evens the count of 1-1. One ball, one strike, nobody on, one out. We're in the third. Yes, both of these teams are in the playoffs, and we'll talk about what it's going to take for playoff coverage. That's a monumental task. Ball outside. Sponsorship, sponsorship, sponsorship. I said at the beginning of football season that COVID was going to rear its ugly head against us in a way that I just wasn't sure how it was going to be helped out, because businesses weren't open. We were. And here's the 2-1. There's a ground ball. That's a foul ball. And therefore, businesses really couldn't be in a position to advertise, even though we were expanding our coverage from, at that time, one system to up to 20 with no advertising. By the time we got to the playoffs in football, that became apparent that that was going to dip into the operating funds. By basketball season, it hit even harder. Another pitch misses. So now by the time we've hit the softball and baseball, we are in dire straits need of advertising assistance, especially when we talk playoffs. There's a fee involved to broadcast the games. And so if you're a business out there, if you know a business owner, if you're a booster club and wanting your teams covered, we need the sponsor. There's a ground ball. Nice play at first base. And a diving play at the plate out there.
That's a heck of a play right there.
Aviana Gonzalez making the play. That goes 3 unassisted.
Yeah, not an easy play either with Favors' speed.
2 down in the inning. Brings in Alana Benitez. First pitch to her. Inside, backs her out. Benitez 0 for 1, popped out to second base in the first inning. That was the only inning Santa Gertrudis had a base runner. Standing on deck is Trinity Silguera, thus far the only hitter to reach. Against Bree Ford, who was given 2 runs to work with in the first. There's a ground ball to third, off the third baseman. That's going to be a hit. Wide throw, but a good play backing it up. Same case there. I believe Benitez was going to beat that out, Kevin.
Yeah, it's a 2-out infield single. It was a hard hit ball too. Right down at the hot corner.
Took a big hop there. Megan Geyer was in position. Tell your infielders first, get in front of the ball. She was definitively in front of the ball. Just took that high hop, came up on her. And now stepping in is Trinity Silguera. Takes a pitch away for a ball. Runner down there at first base is Benitez. That's the first hit for the Santa Gertrudis Lady Lions. Silguera's ready. Ford brings it. Strike call, caught the corner. Count goes to 1-2. On deck is De Los Santos. Silguera. Make that a 1-1 count. Silguera can be selective. Takes that high. Throw to first. Nothing doing there. 2-1 the count. Kevin, at this venture, how big is this at bat for Silguera?
Well, right now you just want to get on base, and you want to open that door for your 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Just want to keep the line moving. Don't do anything too fancy.
She waits. Ford brings it. Just missed inside.
And right now I'm taking, if I'm Salgado,
especially with De Los Santos on deck.
With De Los Santos on deck, Garza in the hole. You can put Benitez in scoring position, and with her speed, a base hit, she can score from second. Especially with 2 outs, she's gonna get a good jump if she can get to second.
Ford brings it. Strike call in the outside corner. 3-2 count. Silguera is like, if you're going to call it that far outside, then you better give me the inside part of the plate. You've called one inside and outside on me. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball right at the feet of the catcher, and that'll keep her at the plate.
Yeah, Silguera just got a piece of it. She's going to battle. She did it earlier in her first at-bat. She wound up drawing a walk.
Wind picks up even more. Here comes the next pitch. Swinging a ground ball, foul on the first base side. Silguera represents the tying run, stepping here in the third inning in this 2-0 game. The 3-2 pitch from Ford to Silguera. Another foul ball. We'll do it again.
And again, it's a good at-bat from Silguera, and she's just a freshman battling Ford. And again, you had mentioned it's a big spot. Although we're only in the third inning, but both these pitchers have been locked in.
Ford was breezing until that single. There's another foul ball by Silguera.
Anything close, she's going to try and foul off.
Silguera. All eyes right there at the plate. Benitez down at first base. Count still 3-2. Silguera's ready, and here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ford gets the strikeout and gets out of the inning. Fifth strikeout of the game for Bree Ford in the inning for Santa Gertrudis, the Lady Lions. No runs, one hit, no walks, no errors, and one left. They've stranded 2 in the game. Calallen leads this one as we head to the fourth, 2-0. This is Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Uniforms, etc., you're going to find the opportunity to purchase the best high-quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very...
Back here as we head to the fourth inning, and Bree Ford leading off, taking ball 1. Back to pitch J.C. Salinas. Enters the fourth inning, having given up 2 runs. There's a foul ball, allowing just 3 hits. Ford popped out her first time. She's 0 for 1 on the day. Ford, Keening, and Rosie Powell, that's 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for the Lady Wildcats. Anybody gets on, Jasmine Pena will hit. This is outside for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. Check swing, that's a strike call. Count goes to 2-2. If you're watching on our social media, give us a shout out where you're watching the game from. Always neat to see how far the reach is. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout to start the inning.
Pitcher versus pitcher right there.
Fourth strikeout of the game for J.C. Salinas. First out of the inning, and here's Kayla Rosapal. Rosapal 0 for 1, a strikeout victim her first time up, and she takes one low for a ball.
You know, Jackie Salinas has gotten 2 batters on that changeup.
Rosapal is ready. Here's the next one, or this is Koenig. That's a line drive foul. Kennedy Koenig got on that one, and the hardest hit balls, Kevin, have been these foul balls hit by Calallen.
Twice, and both to left field. They just hooked them.
Koenig at the plate, grounded out her first time to third. Take strike 2 called.
Reagan Tano starting to loosen up in the Calallen bullpen, so we'll see what the strategy is.
There's a swing and a miss on a nasty changeup. 5th strikeout of the game, 2nd strikeout of the inning for J.C. Salinas. And Kevin, if she's got that kind of control, nearly unhittable.
Yeah, it's nasty, and then when you have your fastball working and your rise ball.
There's a foul ball.
Which she's really made her money on the off speed with her screw and her change.
She stands on and brings the 0-1 home. High for a ball. You get the feeling when she misses, it's by design.
Right.
Now, at this point in the game. 1-1 the count, next one coming. Strike call at the knees.
She can strike out the side here.
You look ahead to Santa Gertrudis. Lady Lions will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the 4th. Here's the 1-2. Took a little off of that one. It stayed high for a ball.
Yeah, she tried to pull that string again. Let's see what she goes to here. It's been a heavy dose of off speed.
That's low for a ball. 3-2 the count.
Right, she went to the screwball there, so.
Lyford San Benito is underway. We're covering that game as well today. And there's ball 4, a walk. 2-out walk to Kayla Rosapal.
Yeah, you talk about tune-up games. That's going to be a fun one down in the Valley. You know, Lyford really just trying to bounce back post Jerica Rojas. She graduated last year. She was easily a top 5 player in the RGV last year in the senior class. And then, I mean, we can talk about it now, we can talk about it later, but eventually we'll start talking about San Benito. And 3 weeks ago I had said one of 2 things, and one of them being that San Benito is going to start clicking at the right time, and they're going to be a very dangerous 4 seed out of 32-6A.
There's a swing and a miss, evens the count of 1-1.
And that we do know. Friday it's going to be at PSJ North. Saturday at 1 at San Benito. Game 3, if needed, will follow. I think that's going 3. That is going to be a heck of a series.
There's a strike call.
It has just about everything you want. Ariela Sainz, the dominant pitcher for PSJ North. The Lucero sisters, athletic as they come in the infield. And then you have Emily Delgado.
There's a bunt, but it's a foul ball. Should be the 3rd out of the inning on that bunt attempt, and there it is. Out is called. In the inning for the Lady Wildcats, no runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. Quick work in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Santa Gertrudis. Lady Lions trail Lady Wildcats 2-0. This is Real Sports Live.
Step of the ways. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about the rent subsidy grant, so we contacted Rebecca Castillo with the EDC, and she was very helpful. She told us, what we needed to do, the requirements, and helped us go through the application process.
Here we are at Kingsville on a Saturday now afternoon as we've exited the morning hours. And in the bottom of the fourth inning, Carissa De Los Santos steps in, leading off for Santa Gertrudis Lady Lions. The first pitch to her is way outside for ball one. De Los Santos struck out her first time up. Bree Ford back pitching, has 5 strikeouts in the contest. Working to De Los Santos, it'll be De Los Santos, Garza, and Salinas, right? Hitters up for Santa Gertrudis. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball, foul ball.
It's still early in this one. We're in the fourth, but if you're SGA, you want to get a little something going. You want to use your speed. That's one thing I've noticed that, in their first game against Bishop, they didn't really implement their small ball against Bishop in that first game, and that's something that we're seeing here. Let's see if SGA might want to change things up a bit, maybe use their speed and their athleticism to get on base, because that's their MO. And earlier in the year at the CC Vets tournament, I was like, man, this team, if they need 3 runs, we got it. They need 2 runs, we got you. And they can score quickly, and they're most dangerous when they use their speed.
In this case, all they need is a base runner and the tying runs at the plate. Here's a hard hit ball into left center field. That's trouble, and it's to the wall. Around first, heading to second base, De Los Santos. That's a leadoff double.
That's just what the doctor ordered right there for SGA. Exactly what they needed to kickstart this inning.
De Los Santos starts it with a double. That's the second hit of the ball game for the Lady Lions. First time in the game that the Santa Gertrudis Lady Lions have the leadoff hitter on. They get a courtesy runner in. It's Kate Benitez. She'll take over the duties of running. And so now Bree Ford has to work through a quick jam, even though there's 1 base runner. Cleanup hitter at the plate, representing the tying run. Nobody out, runner in scoring position. Jackie Garza steps in, strikeout victim her first time up. 0 for 1 on the day. Facing Ford, here it is. Strike call in the outside corner.
They really like that outside corner.
They being the home plate umpire.
Yes.
And in this case, Bree Ford.
Right. If they're going to give you that corner, you may as well execute it.
Garza waits. Ford brings it home. Swinging a hard hit ball, base hit into left field. Late start at second. The runner will hold at third. Down to second base, though, on the throw goes Garza. Had to go as a single and take the base on the throw. And the first two aboard.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball, and I don't think Tenno was ready for that one. And it's very rare that you see Tenno not ready at the shortstop position. But that ball was smoked, and hey, it's game on. SGA now has runners on second and third, nobody out, and it's the third time through the order. So you're familiar with what you're seeing. You know, like we had mentioned earlier, through the second, third time in the order, you'll see these hitters be more aggressive.
That brings up J.C. Salinas. Salinas on the day popped out back in the second inning to the shortstop. This time, opportunity knocking with a chance to drive in one or two. Two with a hit. You can get a run across in a lot of ways if you're J.C. Salinas and help your cause. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball, 1-0. Arillas on deck. A double by De Los Santos, a single by Garza. Two aboard for the Lady Lions. And the next one coming. This is for ball 2. Got a base open, Kevin. Do you have to bring something to Salinas here?
No, you don't. You can pitch around her because she's a very good hitter, and with that first base open, you can then bring your infield in and go any base.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. A little high, ball 3, a 3-0 count.
Yeah, it looks like they just might pitch around her here.
They're watching from Calallen. They're watching from Corpus Christi. Thank you for tuning in to our game here on a Saturday. Started at Saturday morning. Time is called. There's your base runners. Down at second base is Jackie Garza. Over at third is Carissa De Los Santos. Here's the pitch, and Salinas takes a strike. Taking all the way on 3-0. 3-1 count. Kelly Newell watching from Calallen. Kai Butcher give a shout out in that direction. Also Calallen, and Alexandra Ramirez watching in Corpus Christi. Thanks for tuning in. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, a walk.
It's not the worst thing in the world to walk her, because like I said, they're going to bring their infield in here.
Base is loaded, and that brings in Ariana Morales. Before that, we'll have another courtesy runner in. Salinas will head to the dugout. Two 2-0 game, but that 2-run lead is in jeopardy here. If you're on the Calallen side, nowhere to put Morales. Bree Ford is going to have to go to work. She is ready. First pitch coming. Up high for ball 1. Anything that misses now, Kevin, puts more pressure on your pitcher in a hurry.
Right, and you see all the infield playing in a 2-0 game. They're going to, obviously, you could go any base, but you're going home. And all you have to do is just tap on the plate.
Here's the ground ball to short. Bobble, throw home out there. Throw down to third, but nothing there.
Yeah, so they get the force play, and Calallen fans kind of holding their breath for just a second. But Tenno able to quickly recover. So it's going to be the same situation here with Ramirez coming to the plate. Now, you bring in your infield in, and you're going to go home again, but a sharp line drive through the infield could score 2. It could.
Outfield is also playing in. This is the number 7 hitter in the lineup as Kayla Ramirez steps in. Grounded out to short her first time up. Can you one-hop one past the pitcher? That second baseman and shortstop, if they're not right at him, it's past him. Ball outside. In other words, you go back to her first at bat. That ball was grounded, but the shortstop had an opportunity to range over and make the play. when you're this far in, that ball better be hit to you or it's going to be past you. 1-0 the count. Ramirez waits. Strike on the inside corner. Evens the count of 1-1.
Yeah, Ford has done a good job on painting the corners both inside and outside of the plate.
Bases were loaded with nobody out. They're still loaded with 1 out. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Base hit. 1 run scores. 2nd run held up there. It's a 2-1 game.
Yep. There it is, that shot back up the middle. We talked about.
RBI single for Ramirez. Garza came in to score. And the inning is anything but over as we see a courtesy runner in for Ramirez. Emily Thomas will now stand in. Thomas, the 8 hitter in the lineup. And this is where you start looking even further. If you're a coach and you're in a nightmare,
right?
You're like, we got to get out of this before there's still base runners in the top of the order comes back around.
Right, they need to get this out here. And with 1 out, you would love to get a strikeout here. That would be ideal for Calallen.
We are ready, and here's the pitch to Thomas. Ground ball, that's a foul ball down the third base side. Third base still playing in a step. Second base still in as well.
Yeah, they're going to try and do everything they can and not let that run score from third.
Koenig is about mid-range at shortstop, but with her arm, that's as good as playing in. Here's a pitch. Low for ball 1.
Yeah, Tennell got that first out of the inning and bobbled it for just a second, but she was able to recover. It's a very good infield. We've seen Gonzalez make a couple of big plays throughout the year with her glove.
Ford is ready. Here it is. Strike 2 call.
Yeah, she's going to make a living with that screwball on the outside corner, and as a hitter, it's hard to hit.
She retired Thomas on strikes her first time up. Could use a strikeout here with the bases loaded and protecting that now 1-run lead. And misses for ball 2. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-1 game. The first 5 have reached on the inning and just 1 run across. Thomas waits. Swing and a miss. Struck her out.
There's the strikeout we talked about. That's the best case scenario there for Calallen, to get a strikeout. That is a big out in this ball game.
For Bree Ford, that's her 6th strikeout of the contest. And now this is a huge at bat for Deborah Favors. As Favors steps in, nowhere to put her, so if she can reach, that means she'll tie the game minimum. Pitch coming. Swing and a line fly ball. Deep right field, over the right fielder's head. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. A 3rd one coming to the plate. Throw there, out at the plate. But Calallen, the lead is gone. Santa Gertrudis leads.
What a big, timely hit. They take the lead, but an even better throw on the relay.
We have it on the replay.
We do.
Take a look and just see it as the inning comes to an end.
Yeah, Rosenpowell was just playing a little too up there, and they got that out there.
In the inning, that'll go as a double for Favors. Drove in 2. In the inning, 3 runs scored, 4 hits for Santa Gertrudis. We head to the 5th. Lady Lions on top of this one, 3-2. This is Real Sports Live.
There is a feeling you get when you walk onto a campus.
A sense of love, compassion, and dedication.
An environment that inspires each of our HCISD family members
to do their best and to be their best.
We ground our education on strong character, and together, we will always persist towards the future.
We are a district of choice.
A district of innovation.
And a district of excellence.
We are HCISD.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, we head to the 5th inning, and my how things have changed. Calallen will hit, now trailing, leading off, and taking strike one as the leadoff hitter, Megan Geyer. Energy for J.C. Salinas as she strolls back to the center circle. There's a line drive. That's a tough play, and it's a hit. Rounding first, heading to second, sliding in there safe.
That's just a hustle play right there. Those things you can't teach. And coming from your leadoff batter, that's what you expect. Geyer immediately just busting out of the box, and that was a little Texas leaguer, and that's not easy to do, to stretch that into a double.
That's the way we start the 5th, is Megan Geyer, credited with a double all the way. And now the pitch to Tennell is a strike call. Geyer got a big jump back there on second base as well. Got to keep an eye on her. She's a speedy leadoff hitter, on board for the 3rd time in the day. There's a high fly ball, deep left, but that's going to slice foul. And another one, Kevin, just misses.
Yeah, that one went off that building out there in left field.
This top of the order, 1, 2, and 3, have been at the plate 7 times and have reached 6 of the 7, as now Tennell stands in. Pitch coming, check swing, held up, took a ball. She was frozen on an 0-2 count there.
Yeah, she wasn't anticipating changeup there. Let's see if she can straighten one out.
She waits. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt for ball 2. And you wouldn't blame Salinas for being a little cautious after that long foul ball. Ahead 0-2. Couple of off-speed pitches, and now it's a 2-2 count. The pitch. Swinging a high pop-up. That's into right center. Center fielder comes over, makes the catch. Runner tags. Play at third, not there, as the throw goes wide.
Just heads up base running, knowing the situation is Geyer using her speed, making that a productive out for Reagan Tennell. It's now a sac fly or a base hit can tie this game in a blink of an eye.
Tying run down there at third base. Here's the pitch. Strike called to Aviana Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 2 on the day, a 2 RBI double in the first, popped out in the third. Swings through that one, throw to third, safe there. A quick 0-2 count on Gonzalez. Here it is. Swinging a hard hit ball, that's going to slice foul.
Yeah, she stayed on top of that changeup. It's a tough pitch. I would say it's simple. You just have to keep your hands back. But hitting that changeup, it's just like trying to hit that curveball in baseball. It's
next pitch coming. Swinging a line drive. That's a base hit into right field. Tie ball game on a single by Gonzalez.
Just like that, going the opposite field. Gonzalez tying up this game, and it all starts with that hustle play from Megan Geyer and using her speed, you know, not only to bust out of the box and stretch and what would have been a single into a double, and then the heads-up base running to tag up. That's just good softball right there.
It's her third RBI of the game. Meanwhile, over in the bullpen area, you continue to see that Calallen is working some pitchers. May see some changes. Here's a pitch up high. All knotted up here in the fifth inning. 3-3 between Santa Gertrudis and Calallen.
Yeah, they have Reagan Tennell loosening up again in the bullpen.
Here's the 2-0. Swinging a high fly ball, deep left field. Back, and off the wall. Over to second base. Well, Mata had to hold up at first base. Gonzalez was standing on second and just, I think she was decoyed, Kevin.
Yeah, I think she thought it was gone. That ball went right off the top of the wall where it says "Go Hogs" out there in left field.
So just a long single.
A very long single.
For Lauren Mata.
Just missed a 2-run shot.
2 aboard. 1 out, and boy, that keeps a lot of things in play. If you're Santa Gertrudis trying to get out of the inning, you got to force it first, second, or third. Maddie Flores steps in for Calallen. They've scored a run here, but need something from Flores.
A courtesy runner in at first.
Flores 0 for 2 on the day. Flied out to center field, grounded out to third base. She's ready. Here it is. Swinging a high pop-up. That's in foul territory and just out of reach. Jackie Garza gave chase. Just couldn't get there.
Flores 0 for 2, so the Calallen faithful would know that she's due for a hit. Foul ball off to the left side. No balls, 2 strikes to Flores.
Nothing like drinking water down the wrong side of the vocal cords there. No balls, 2 strikes. Maddie Flores at the plate. 2 aboard. And strike 3 call.
That's about as late a strike 3 call I've seen all year. It's like he thought about it. But it's been there. That call has been there on the outer half of the plate.
That brings in Bree Ford with 2 aboard. She takes ball 1. Ford on the day, 0 for 2. Hits this one foul. Quickly, count goes 1-1. Geyer started it with a double. Came in to score on an Aviana Gonzalez single. Mata kept it going with a 1-out hit. Ford waits. Here's the 1-1. Ball just outside.
Bree Ford also 0 for 2 with a flyout in the first and a strikeout in the fourth.
2 balls and a strike. Swings through that one. 2 strikes. Calallen scored 2 in the first. They've scored another here in the fifth. Santa Gertrudis, all 3 of their runs in the fourth. All tied up. Here's the pitch to Ford. Swinging a line drive up the middle. That's a hit. Round third. Play at the plate. Not there. Safe. Calallen regains the lead.
Bree Ford helping out her own cause. The base hit back up the middle. And just like that, Calallen comes back with 2 runs here in the top of the fifth.
Ford also takes second base on the throw. And heads to the dugout. with new energy as a pitcher. Her team now back on top here at 4-3.
Right, and anytime a pitcher can help their own cause, you can build on that and let your offense turn to defense.
And now as Kennedy Koenig steps in, still 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. First pitch. Swinging up the middle. That's caught by the second baseman, and the inning comes to an end. In the inning for Calallen, they'll score 2 runs. They'll do so on 4 hits. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order due up for the Lady Lions. They trail yet again as Calallen leads this one 4-3. This is high school softball on Rio Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, I'm Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
We're at Kingsville on a Saturday, a back and forth affair. A good contest here between Santa Gertrudis and Calallen, as expected, Kevin. It's going to come down to the final at bat before we decide this game.
And this is why these two coaches put together this matchup to say, hey, let's get one more true measuring stick before we head to the postseason. One final tune-up game and getting their money's worth.
New pitcher now, Reagan Tennell, takes over the pitching duties. First pitch coming as we start the 5th. Ground ball to 3rd. 1 pitch, 1 out as Benitez is retired. 5-3 on the put out. Reagan Tennell, Kevin, in relief. Easily could start any game needed if Calallen said, hey, we need you to start.
She can, and she started a couple games this year. She started that home game against Toloso Midway. That one went right down to the wire. So there's depth for Calallen when it comes to their pitching staff. And the same goes with SGA. They have Jackie Salinas and Clarissa De Los Santos. So, you know, both these teams, they have the ingredients and then some to make a postseason run, a deep postseason run. Because, you know, like over at Carroll, Vanessa Quiroga, you know, she's their horse. They have that one starting pitcher that can carry them through the season. Bishop has Andrea Martinez, who's proven herself this year as a junior. You know, but with these two teams, they have 1, they have 2, then they have depth. But with this Calallen team, I mean, they're just so deep.
You're looking at the benefit of being able to say on a coin flip, we'll go 1-game series. That's fine. I've got a pitcher that's a quality pitcher for any 1 game. Or we'll go series. We're okay to go there too.
Right.
Because I've got enough to not rely on one pitcher to potentially pitch 3 consecutive games.
And I don't want to say we're turning the tide from the traditional, here's your one horse, go out and win a 1-game playoff series, and that's going to take you to the region final, to state.
Segura takes ball 3-1.
But this year's been different, and I hadn't seen it when, you know, we saw it with South when they would start they would start Jalissa Ramos, the lefty, and then they would go to Ileana Salcedo in the 4th or in the 5th. So they're using that starter closer role, and we've seen it a lot this year, and we've seen it with Calallen.
Here's the pitch. Zogura takes it on the corner. 3-2 count.
You know, it's a new approach to me. You know, because normally you throw your ace or you have 2 pitchers and you give them the game. But, you know, we're seeing these coaches split the innings. And of course, it's by design.
3-2 the count. Zogura waits. Fouls that one back. Off the press box. Count stays 3-2. Zogura had a good at-bat her last time up, even though she struck out, Kevin.
She did, and she drew a walk in her first trip to the plate, and each at-bat, she continues to just fight things off, and that's what you want at the top of your order.
This is the first time she's facing Tennell here today. And the 3-2 pitch. Strike! 3 called, struck her out.
Caught that corner. Second strikeout for Salguero.
Tennell records her first strikeout of the ball game. She's retired the first 2 here in the 5th. And here's Carissa De Los Santos. De Los Santos on the day is 1 for 2. Facing Tennell for the first time, as those 2 at-bats were against Bree Ford. First pitch here. Outside, ball 1. Sunshine has soaked this field, and it'll continue to do so for the rest of the afternoon. There's not a cloud in sight anywhere. Here's the 1-0. Ball 2. We had the luxury of a little bit of shade to start this game, Kevin. It's going to go away by the 7th.
Right. 2 quick outs here from Tennell.
2-0 to strike called to De Los Santos, taking all the way.
You know, and Calallen was in Class 5A, and that was one of the big jumps we saw with the realignment when Calallen went down to 4A. And as far as the softball district goes, Toloso Midway, their rival, moved right down with them.
That's outside, ball 2. Both secured playoff spots. That's a 3-1 count. 3-1 on De Los Santos, trying to get on board. She represents a tying run as she stands in here in the 5th. There it is. Ball low, a walk.
You talk about districts and just how deep one district is. You know, this district was ultra competitive for Calallen because last night, you know, Alice and Zapata were both 3-7 and competing for the 4th spot. And you look at those 7 losses, 2 were to Calallen, 2 were to Toloso Midway, 2 were to Robstown, and then Zapata and Alice split. Those are all tough losses. They're extremely tough games. You got to play Calallen twice. Got to play TM twice.
Pitch is low. By the way, this game was on the schedule from day one.
It was. It was.
These coaches knew this game was coming.
They absolutely they did. And like I said, it's by design to just tune up for the playoffs. And it was a thing this is the first thing that I stood out to me. For SGA, it was when will they play Bishop, and then the bonus was like, oh, by the way, they're going to play Calallen.
Ball 1 misses to Jackie Garza, yeah.
Last game of the year, hey.
Yeah, I know when you saw the schedule when we first got it, and you knew we were going to be covering these teams, you pointed it out quick. Look at those. Look at those Bishop games. Wait a minute. Look at the Calallen game.
Yeah.
To close it out. Well, here we are. 2-0 the count. Garza waits. Takes a strike. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. 1 on, 2 out. Swinging a ground ball up the middle is a base hit. Runner stops at second base. Garza keeps the inning alive with her second hit of the game.
And now SGA has the tying run on second.
And once again, here's J.C. Salinas strolling to the plate with a chance to help her cause. They walked her the last time up in a unintentional, intentional walk, we could call it. She waits, here it is. Takes the ball. Tying run down at second. Next pitch to Salinas. Strike on the inside corner. Mark offering to get something to eat for us?
No, he actually needs an internet cable.
Oh, okay. We got that. Rudy's got that in his car. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up and inning over. Salinas retired on a pop-out. The fifth comes to an end. In the inning, no runs, one hit, a walk, two left. We head to the sixth. Calallen leads this one 4-3. This is Real Sports.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Back here on Rio Sports Live and to the sixth inning. Calallen and Santa Gertrudis. Lady Wildcats on top 4-3, and they'll hit the 8 and 9 hitters. And in the top of the order, Kayla Ramirez steps in. First pitch to her. In there for a strike called as J.C. Salinas goes right back to work. Rosapal on the day, a strikeout victim in the second, walked in the fourth, takes a strike called here. That gets a big groan. Countered by a big cheer.
Yeah, we got Calallen to our right, SGA to our left.
Next pitch sails high for a ball. Share the link on our social media if you're watching on our Facebook. More importantly, follow and like our page. We went over 50,000 followers this week. Pretty big number. Here's a 1-2. Low for a ball. Which means we jump by, if Rudy figured it right, 34,000 followers since last year at this time. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball low.
And mind you, at this time last year, there was none of this.
Not a single thing.
So that also adds to, you know, just how special, not only, you know, for softball, because everything got cut short during the thick of softball and soccer playoffs and track season.
Here's a ground ball to short. Over and out, one down.
But the fact that we were able to watch football this year, we were able to watch basketball, everything came back. Very different At least in the fall, it was very different. But these days, I think this is about as close to normal as we'll get for now. I fully believe by the fall, we'll be back to where we were a few years ago.
Ball one misses to Jasmine Pena. Pena 0 for 2 today. Takes the ball. We're going to be putting out a new edition of Rio Sports Live, the magazine. That'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. One of the articles that we'll be dealing with is talking with some athletic directors and some superintendents on their thoughts on what I would call the exhale. You got through this school year and you managed to have varsity sports.
Right.
And I can't wait to have some conversations with these. We know what we went through trying to get games broadcast. And we were dealing with athletic directors who were stressed to a high level, superintendents who were bombarded with calls from parents, fans, coaches, umpires. A big story on how sports transpired. Here's a line drive, opposite field, that hangs up off the left fielder. Around first, Pena heads for second. She'll try for third. Throw over there and safe with a triple. Pena running all the way.
It was a bang-bang play there at the hot corner. I don't think they're going to ask for help.
Did our replay show the end of it?
Yeah, it's a close play.
Pena down at third. Here's Geyer. Playing in a pop-up a mile high. Left fielder coming in, fights off the sun, and makes the catch for the second out. First time Geyer's been retired on the day.
You know, not only that the varsity sports, but we're seeing some of these small schools because they didn't play JV. Some schools did, some schools didn't. And we're seeing the ripple effects to the varsity level because those JV kids need those reps. They didn't get those reps. So now your programs are thinned. They're thinned out a bit. That'd be an interesting question to have with some of these head football coaches. Only because that sport is so demanding. So physically demanding, you need to be up to code.
Yeah, there were no JV games taking place.
No, and I'll be honest with you, and I publicly said this. It was a rough year for Valley football this year, and many coaches have went on record saying that because of the fact that they didn't have spring ball, they didn't have two-a-days. It was a very short season and what they had to work with.
Ball two misses.
And those coaches, you could only do so much virtually, right? So now that spring ball is back currently in the RGV, I'm not sure if there's spring ball up here in the Coastal Bend, but these coaches are chomping at the bit.
It's a ball that misses.
They feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be made up with those younger kids in their programs.
I was talking with at least one coach a couple of weeks ago as the 3-0 pitch is low, and that's ball four. The inning continues. Who said, if given a chance, you're darn right I'm going to have spring ball, because who knows when I'm going to get my players in front of me again.
Right.
It may be another case in which it's a week before the first game.
Right.
And so I want players in front of me to at least go over a summer plan. Here's what we want you to work on throughout the summer. That wasn't the case last year when everything just shut down in March.
Yeah, everything shut down, and I commended UIL for at least trying to open up that strength and conditioning date, but it was a time bomb, really, and all it took was just one domino.
And dominoes did fall. There were schools that they gave it a shot, and then one positive test or a positive test to somebody who went to another game and came back. The
right
contact tracing. Here's the 1-1. So again, our magazine will come out. We're intended to go to press on May 7th. We'll distribute it hopefully on that Monday throughout the RGV and the Coastal Bend, featuring stories, photos. Right now we're active trying to get advertisers in place to be a part of that. Kevin, when we shut down last March, we had just put our second edition out of Real Sports, the magazine, and we knew we had something special.
We did, and we walked right into that regional tournament, and that was pretty much the theme, the meat and potatoes of that issue. And softball season was in full swing. We were handing them out at the tournament.
Yep. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Up high, we put another edition out once. Travel ball last year. I remember doing it just for the simple fact that we wanted to showcase some of the athletes that were stepping way out in front on the front lines of competitive sports. Here's a ground ball to short. No play at second, and a run will score. Miscommunication there.
That's a tough pill to swallow there if you're SGA.
It'll go as an RBI for Aviana Gonzalez, reaching on the fielder's choice.
Well, is it a fielder's choice?
No, we'll call it a hit.
She never went anywhere with it.
No hit. Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah.
We'll call that an RBI single for Gonzalez.
I think Garza has to go to first there. She went to the easy play to her left, but just miscommunication in the middle infield. But
that one is in there for a strike. And I'm going to show you here's the angle of how far over towards first base second base is playing. So it wasn't a given that she was going to get to the bag in time for that force. Here's a ground ball to short, off the shortstop, into left field. Another run scores on a single by Mata.
You know, just a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes from SGA. Things that you normally don't see from this team, who's always well-rounded defensively. Right now, Calallen, they're just putting the ball in play. They're getting those timely hits.
Now a 6-3 game, and here's Maddie Flores. She'll take it low for a ball. Flores 0 for 3 on the day, but you take a look at the top of the order for Calallen in this game. Geyer 3 for 4. Tennell on base 3 times. There's a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Run comes in to score, it's 7-3. Right back up the middle with that one, Maddie Flores. 3 runs across in the inning. And a conference in the circle for Santa Gertrudis, as Calallen has opened things up here in the 6th. I talked about it off the air, Kevin, that we would see the Santa Gertrudis top of the lineup before this game concluded. Oh, by the way, Calallen, top of the order, was coming up this inning, and they produced.
Right, and they're going to get another crack at it in the 7th. And this is a really impressive 2-out rally here from Calallen. All right, this one just slowly slipping away from SGA.
Go back to the running down the production in the top of the lineup for Calallen. Gonzalez 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, by the way. There's a foul ball out of play. And Mata also 3 for 4 with an RBI. So that 1, 2, 3, 4 punch for Calallen has shown up here. Here's a ground ball down the line, third base, off third baseman, and safe there.
And the bases are going to be loaded.
That'll go as an infield hit. It has to, right? And the 9th hitter to hit in the inning will stroll to the plate in the presence of Kennedy Koenig. And if you're Santa Gertrudis, they'll talk this over, but you absolutely have to get Koenig here. 4-run deficit, yeah, it's big. But you get beyond that, load the bases, tying run comes to the plate.
Right. Yeah,
big changer.
Yeah, 3 runs here this inning, 2 runs in the 5th. And the wheels just started spinning for SGA, all with 2 outs. That's the frustrating part for Coach De Los Santos, that they had him on the ropes with 2 outs. You can live with a 1-run game.
Here's Kennedy Koenig looking for her first hit of the day. Swings and misses that one. Bases loaded for the Lady Wildcats. Koenig at the plate. Takes it high, throw to third, safe there. Looking ahead, Santa Gertrudis will have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up in the 6th. But a big inning here for Calallen. Koenig skies that one a mile high, and that wind will carry it out of play. Koenig returns to the plate. Takes that one high. Count evens at 2-2. Made Koenig a little more dangerous at the plate. That count 2-2. She waits. Swings at a high changeup and misses it. The inning comes to an end. For Calallen, Lady Wildcats score 3 runs. They do so on 5 hits and lead this one 7-3. Santa Gertrudis hits in the bottom of the 6th after this. This is Real Sports Live.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Uniforms, etc., you're going to find the opportunity to purchase the best high quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very friendly, and she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Santa Gertrudis and Calallen high school softball on a Saturday. Late stages of the month of April. Calallen leads, Santa Gertrudis hits, and ball 1 misses to Ariana Morelos. Santa Gertrudis trailed 2-0, led 3-2, trailed 4-3, and now behind by 4 tallies as Morelos leads off. Takes the ball inside. Morelos on the day, strikeout victim in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 4th inning, the big inning on the scorebook for the Lady Lions. Pushed all 3 runs across, 4 hits, late swing and strike 1 to Morelos. Reagan Tennell back to pitch. Tennell came in relief last inning for the Lady Wildcats. Working her 2nd inning in relief. Now enjoys this 4-run lead. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. To Morelos.
And again,
go ahead.
I would say for SGA, they know their playoff opponent. It's going to be Orange Grove, and Calallen is going to sit back and wait and see how that district files out.
Here's a ground ball, third, and one down.
Raymondville and La Feria both most likely opponents for Calallen. And then, of course, TM and Robstown also waiting to see how the rest of that district pans out.
Again, there is some extra softball coverage coming on Monday. Starts in Raymondville, correct?
I'm going to get the details. I know it's Raymondville, La Feria. I haven't talked with either Coach Wise or Gonzalez just yet. But they told me late last night that that was going to be the scenario.
There's a strike called. Port Isabel awaits the winner.
Right.
And then it will sort out. So PI is in the playoffs.
They're all in.
They're all three.
They're all in. It's just a matter of finding the 2, 3, and 4, and then it's just the preference on the district, because in the Ed Cal-Chelsea district in 5A.
There's a line drive and a diving catch is made. Megan Geyer with the leather.
Bring that out on the full screen on the instant replay there on a play like that.
Geyer with a diving catch. 2 down, it brings in Emily Thomas.
We had Weslaco East go to Mercedes on Thursday, and a win for East would have put them in as the 2. BVM would have been the 3. Ed Couch would have been the 4.
There's a strike call.
But because East lost, it was East, veterans, Brownsville veterans, and Ed Couch trying to decide who's going to be the 2, 3, and 4. They wound up just doing a coin flip. They didn't choose to play.
They didn't want to play. Here's the 0-1. Ball outside.
It's just different, rules for these different districts.
I think in some cases, some of the coaches were like, I want to play the extra games
Well,
after last year.
Well, see, there's 2 ways you can slice it, because some coaches are picking up these warm-up games.
There's a ground ball foul.
Some coaches are choosing not to because of COVID.
Okay.
They said, we're just going to inter-squad. We're going to play against each other for a Monday, Tuesday, get ready for Thursday, Friday. They just don't want to risk that. 1, traveling, 2, bringing in a team from the outside, and they don't want to risk any of that. So I can see both sides.
1-2 the count on Thomas. And a swing and a miss, and the inning comes to an end. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th inning for Santa Gertrudis. Tyndall helped out by her shortstop on a diving play. And we head to the 7th. Calallen leads this one 7-3. This is high school softball on Rio Sports Live.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Hi, my name is Angela Rodriguez, and I am one of the owners here at Main Street Boutique and Bistro. We heard about the rent subsidy grant, so we contacted Rebecca Castillo with the EDC, and she was very helpful. She told us, what we needed to do, the requirements, and helped us go through the application process.
There is a feeling you get when you walk onto a campus.
A sense of love, compassion, and dedication.
An environment that inspires.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, we head to the 7th inning. Santa Gertrudis taking on Calallen. Calallen, who had 9 hitters go through the lineup in the 6th inning. Lead things off with Kayla Rosapal here in the 7th. Took a strike, takes the ball, it's 1-1. Kevin Santa Gertrudis can keep an eye on a potential opponent down the line, and that is another team playing today in a broadcast. That's Lyford. There's a line drive base hit. Kayla Rosapal with her first hit of the game. And that's the Lyford Lady Bulldogs, who are right now impressively on top of San Benito.
Right, they're up 5-0 right now over at Lyford. And SGA and Lyford, they met, I want to say it was almost 3 years ago now, or 2 years ago in the third round up at Freer, where they played game 1 at Ed Couch. They wound up playing game 2 at Freer, but for Lyford, they got the dragon they'd have to slay would be SGA, and it's a tremendous hurdle in the third round. But last year, because of COVID, we'll never know.
There's a bunt foul.
I felt that last year, of the teams that ended their seasons because of COVID, that Lyford was the team that just it hurt the most to see their season come to an end, because they had every piece in play to go on a serious run. And if there was going to be a year where someone could put down SGA, it would have been last year with Lyford and the pieces of the puzzle they had. And Jericho Rojas, like I mentioned earlier, was easily a top 5 player in that senior class last year. Jessica Cruz was a mainstay behind the plate. But the crazy thing is that everybody's back but those two. They still have Tiffany Rodriguez at first. They have who I still feel is arguably the best shortstop in the Valley, and Hannah Garza. She's going to Our Lady of the Lake. Alyssa Garcia, the second baseman, she's getting some college looks. Haley Pena out in right field. Mia Wettergrove, she's a junior this year, their pitcher. She took that next step last year as a sophomore, as the 2 behind Jerica, and then we started getting into that San Benito tournament, and Mia had a bad game against San Benito, but we really saw her emerge, and one could say here that, well, who's the true ace? They had 2 of them.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball outside. So credit to the Lyford team for not hanging their heads on, well, last year was our year.
Right.
They've made this year their year.
And they're in their own way, yes. I don't feel it's the same team, obviously.
Play at second. Safe at second base. Throw pulled the shortstop off. In the major leagues, you get that phantom touch, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Pena joins Rosapal on the base paths, and here's where we talked about in the first inning. I'll talk about it now, especially after the 6th. First 2 have reached, that's 8 and 9. Here comes the juggernaut of Geyer, Tennell, Gonzalez, Mata, Flores.
Right.
With nobody out for Calallen here in the 7th. Already up 7-3. First pitch to Geyer. Takes it for a ball. She's been retired 1 time, and that wasn't a fly ball out in the 6th. Before that, her day, 3 for 3, including a double, 2 runs scored. So she's 3 for 4 as she stands in here in the 7th.
Right, but to your credit, though, Lyford, they're having another good year. But it's going to be tough.
Well, Santa Gertrudis waits for them. Bishop potentially waits for them.
London, I know, is having another good year, and that's usually a first-round opponent, or Banquete. We'll just have to wait and see. But over the last few years, Lyford in Class 3A, they've definitely played some serious softball. Rio Hondo back in the playoffs, 7 straight district titles in Class 4A. They could potentially see Calallen in the 3rd round.
There's a foul ball bunted. Count goes to 2-2. Looking at this.
In Class 4A, Rockport Fulton's the real deal. So it's it's a loaded Region 4 in Class 4A.
2-2 pitch. Grounded back to the pitcher. 1 play, that's at first. Runners move up to 2nd and 3rd. On a ground ball out. It's not beyond the stretch, Kevin. We talked about it off the air. We can talk about it easy here. And it's not beyond the stretch to say Santa Gertrudis Bishop in the regional finals is not a stretch.
It's not a stretch at all. And the crazy thing about it is that, you know, Bishop swept SGA, and I think that's the thing that stands out. Okay, Bishop won the first one in extra innings and a knockdown, drag-out fight, and you would expect SGA to come back and split the series, and they didn't do that, so it's going to make for some very interesting talk.
Hard hit ball, another foul ball ripped out of play. 3 times now Tennell herself has measured the distance and just pulled it. Gonzalez has one of those. Mata has one of those. Long foul balls is all they go on the books for. Tennell waits, 0-2. Ground ball, fair ball. Third baseman flips to third. Now it's off the glove. A run's going to score, and it's 8-3.
Yeah, just very uncharacteristic of Santa Gertrudis to be tossing the ball around the yard like that.
That'll go as an infield hit. The run will score on the error. And runners end up at second and third as Tennell never stopped. And here's Aviana Gonzalez. She takes a strike. Gonzalez arguably has had the biggest day at the plate. A 2 RBI double in the first. Single, drove in a run, and scored a run in the fifth. Single, drove in a run, and scored a run in the sixth. If offense is where you want to put your player of the game right now, she's on the pedestal.
I agree. And you're talking about the playoff runs and, you know, who Lyford may see, and, you know, the rock in the road.
Here's a hard hit ball into right center field. It's going to hang up, and the center fielder makes the catch. Runner tags and scored. Another RBI for Gonzalez. Two down, but now a 9-3 game. Now Rio Hondo was the one that, you know, you brought that up last week. Quietly undefeated.
Right, they ran the table.
RGV.
They ran the table. They were the last remaining unbeaten in the RGV. But for SGA, you know, the rock in the road for them is going to be Columbus. And then for Bishop, it would be in the region semis against Hallettsville.
Hard hit ball down the line. This slice is just foul.
Hallettsville, a team that SGA is quite familiar with, who they beat them in the Sweet 16 2 years ago. You talk about an epic series, that was one of them. So those are the two potential those two teams out there that could challenge both SGA and Bishop, and it would be in the region semis for Bishop if they were to meet Hallettsville if everything pans out.
It stays high for Mata.
And then if the stars align, we'll have it a region final between SGA and Bishop.
A lot of softball between here and there. Will we be able to cover it all? We certainly hope so. There's a pop foul. Look out, computer, Kevin.
Right here in front of us. I waited as long as I could, and then I started seeing that it got a little too close.
You got to make that catch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All 3 to Lauren Mata.
Don't mind me, right? Watch the computer.
You can make that catch. 3-2 on Mata. This is a big pitch. Hits it, a pop-up that stays in play, foul ball, and catch is made. Inning over. Couple of insurance runs for Calallen. Lady Wildcats score 2 more runs. They do so on 3 hits. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 9-1-2 in the lineup for Santa Gertrudis. Lady Lions trail Lady Wildcats 9-3. This is Real Sports Live.
To do their best and to be their best.
We ground our education on strong character, and together, we will always persist towards the future.
We are a district of choice.
A district of innovation.
And a district of excellence.
We are HCISD.
throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown. Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito. Back here on Rio Sports Live, we head to the bottom of the 7th for Santa Gertrudis. It'll be the number 9 hitter, Deborah Favors. And then top of the order, Alana Benitez, Trinity Silguera. Anybody gets on, Carissa De Los Santos. And mission number 1 for Santa Gertrudis, Kevin, base runners, a bunch of them.
Before we wrap things up, Coach Lamar Lopez is the acting head coach right now for Coach Teresa Lenz, who just had a baby boy.
Oh, congratulations, Coach, yes.
Born earlier this week.
Chances are she's watching this game.
Most likely.
Give a shout out in her direction. I know we were ecstatic to get the call when they were hoping we would cover some of their games. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Well, really, both these teams.
Yes.
Both these teams, when they were eager to have us on board. And as soon as you called me, and as soon as I heard Calallen softball and SGA softball, I'm like, let's do it.
1-1 the count.
That just means we're booked for the month of May when it comes to softball.
And misses for a ball.
And what I would always tell the softball coaches down in the valley in my time at the newspaper was, I said, all I want for my birthday is let's be playing softball on my birthday, and it's May 29th. And that means region final, state tournament.
I think you're okay this year.
I think we're in very good shape across the board.
Here's a 2-1 inside on the corner for a strike. 2-1.
And it's a special deal to play at McCombs Field in Austin. You and I actually covered that Weslaco team that year in 2016. And
lucky enough to cover Weslaco. The San Benito teams have made the trip. I've been there for those.
See, the 2015 year, it was a decision between San Benito in the state tournament or the Elite Eight with Hidalgo when they played El Campo that year. We wound up actually right here at Cabanas. We went that direction. It was one of the two.
3-2 the count. Favors trying to get on board. Strike 3 called. First out of the inning. Another strikeout recorded by Tennell, her 3rd in relief. And 1 down here in the 7th.
Some familiarity with this field as well. When my cousin played for Ed Calchelsa, Sandy Guerrero, she had a couple games here against Medina Valley in the playoffs back in 2013, and then made a couple A&M Kingsville games this year with Quintana Muñiz.
Here's a hard hit foul ball.
Former Lady Hawk Natalie Rodriguez from Edinburgh North on that team. St. Mary's came to town, as a matter of fact, and Reba Reyes, former Lady Falcon, is on St. Mary's, and it's a pretty cool deal when you watch them. You know, they up their game, freshman, sophomore, junior year. They start getting recruited. They start talking to college coaches a little bit more.
There's a strike call.
And then you catch their signing day, and then you see them out here playing at the college level. And in a couple weeks, Laredo International is actually going to be coming here to take on Kingsville, and there's about 5 or 6 Valley athletes on that Laredo squad.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts in the 7th for Tennell. Benitez down on strikes. And here's Trinity Silguera. Again, playoff, we will apply for the rights for all the playoff softball games. We are in dire straight need of sponsors in order to cover the cost involved in covering those. I don't charge schools, I don't charge fans, but we have to pay the people that are covering the games and pay for the rights fees. So any business out there, any fan, anyone you know, yes, we have equipment and personnel available, and we can have the rights granted. Can we get the funding in place to cover these series? Reach out to me. That one misses for a ball 2.
And I fully believe SGA will be okay. They'll be fine. Coach De Los Santos knows how to just flip that switch when need be. They're far from over.
Oh no, 2-0 the count. There's a pop-up, short left field. Left fielder comes in, calls it off. Ball game. A 1-2-3 inning for Tenno. And Calallen wins this one by the score of 9-3. 9 runs on 15 hits for the Lady Wildcats as they win this one here today. Kevin, again, I talked about it on the air. I'll say it now. 3 for 4, 5 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Aviana Gonzalez, that's our player of the game.
That's what I have. She drove in 5 of the 9 runs for Calallen. Again, a perfect tune-up game for both these teams, just wanting to get a measuring stick of each other. And, you know, Calallen's bats came alive in the latter half in the 2-run 5th. That 3-run 6, I think, was the backbreaker in that inning. They sent 9 batters to the plate. But we saw a little bit of what we were going to see with Bree Ford. We saw a little bit of the kitchen sink with Reagan Tennell, and we didn't see De Los Santos in the circle today. But, you know, the expectation is she'll be back for the postseason. And then Jackie Salinas didn't have her best stuff today, but she's one of the best in this area. And, you know, when you have depth like that, like both these teams do, I think that's the common factor. They both have depth. I think they'll both be fine.
That's going to do it for our broadcast. Why? Because we have to get across the way and cover track. So I do appreciate everyone that tuned into our broadcast. Most likely these coaches will ask us to pull this game, but we will have a full run of highlights, and we will be planning on covering these teams in the playoffs as far as we can get it funded and get in position to get the rights and cover the game. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Final thoughts here, Kevin. We expected 2 good teams. We saw 2 good teams.
Yeah, we saw 2 very good teams, and I fully expect that to see Calallen in the latter stages of May. SGA the same. Them, Bishop, potentially a region final. We'll have to wait and see. They got to take care of round 1 first, and then we'll go from there. But high expectations for both these teams. They're very good in Class 3A and Class 4A.
Kennedy and Rudy, great job on the cameras tonight. This morning, I should say, not tonight. We'll say tonight after track. But great job on the cameras tonight. Mark, Kevin, myself, Rudy, Kennedy, all involved in setting this up. Hope you enjoyed the different angles and the different cameras. And until next time, from Kings.